Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, a lot of people have been talking about the upcoming season of The Walking Dead, Season 9, and how it will adapt the Whisperer storyline, at least the beginning of the Whisperer storyline. I mean, it's pretty fair to say that we will be getting at least the introduction of the Whisperers, of the character of Alpha, of Beta, probably Lydia. And Scott Gimple has already confirmed that we will see the Whisperers. I think to have Season 9 without any Whisperers would be a slap in the face. I mean, there's already some speculation with Season 8 about some of the hints of the Whisperers, like the zombie herd that Rick points out in the finale. That's the zombie herd that the Whisperers are going to use, although I kind of have some issues with that because wouldn't Rick just deal with the herd and then the Whisperers wouldn't be able to use it in time? I don't know. But it's pretty obvious that we will be getting the Whisperers in Season 9 because with the New Beginning storyline, we get the introduction of Magnus Group, and we see how everything has changed and how Alexandria has been rebuilt and how there's windmills and safe roads built that you can travel from communities to communities and not worry about walkers, and how it's just a lot safer and it's thriving, and there's thousands of people, maybe not thousands, but hundreds of people that are alive and well and safe, and everyone looks different, and it's years later, and Negan's locked up, and he's got a beard, this and this and this and this and this. And not much later, I think it's just a few issues later, like issue 130 or something, because the New Beginning starts in 127. That's when the Whisperers are introduced. At first, it's zombies that are talking, and then we see that it's people wearing dead skin, and that's the Whisperers, and then we meet Alpha. So, to have Season 9 without the Whisperers would just be a colossal mistake. So, I would say it's pretty safe to assume that Beta will be in Season 9. Alpha will be, she will be introduced first. Like the comics, we will meet Alpha, and then a few issues later, we will meet Beta, because Beta is kind of Alpha's right-hand man, similar to how Simon was to Negan. Although Beta is a lot more loyal. But we'll probably get Beta in Season 9. He's a popular character. He's a popular villain. He's a pretty cool character. A pretty cool bad guy. So we're gonna get him. And a lot of people are talking about who is going to play him. Some people are wanting, a popular actor to play him. Some people are wanting an actor that just kind of has a cult fan base. Some people want a complete unknown to play Beta. I've heard a lot of people say that they want Rory McCann to play Beta. And for those of you that don't know, he is the actor who portrays the Hound in Game of Thrones. He's an awesome actor. He's a complete badass. I don't want him to play Beta. Before you throw tomatoes at me, let me explain why. The Hound is he's pretty much my favorite character in Game of Thrones. Yeah, I would say the Hound is my favorite character. I really like Tyrion and Tormund and Arya and a few others, but the Hound is my number one favorite. And he's a popular character, and he's been on the show since the beginning. And if you put him in The Walking Dead as Beta, I would just see the Hound in The Walking Dead. I wouldn't see Beta. I want Beta to be Beta. I want to see the actor's face and him be Beta. I want it to be Beta. I don't want it to be someone that's famous for playing a character that is well known, because when you see him, you just see that character. That kind of happened with Stephen Ogg playing Simon. A lot of people just consider him Trevor from Grand Theft Auto, which I think is kind of funny, and that was kind of done on purpose, I think. And that's a lot less serious, like people are always making jokes about, that Trevor is just in The Walking Dead. Trevor works for Negan. Simon and Trevor are the same person. Like this is Trevor during the apocalypse. It's just kind of a funny thing. And it's a funny character, for one thing. But I don't want that to be the case with Beta. I want Beta to have an actor's face that you don't recognize from something really big, really mainstream. I'm sure it could probably be an established actor who's done several projects, maybe several, what's the word? Like independent films and small projects, and nothing big. No, billion-dollar movie, or not the most famous show ever. I think it would be cool to kind of have a smaller actor play Beta and kind of give a chance to show off their acting abilities, and this could be the role of a lifetime because it's The Walking Dead and it's a villain, and this might be what makes them a mainstream actor. That would be kind of cool. I don't want it to be an actor that's already mainstream, because for one thing, I mean, I always support actors becoming mainstream. When actors already have a lot of fame and a lot of money and a lot of power, it's cool to see them do projects, all the time, but it's also cool to give someone else a chance, to give someone else a chance to get started. I'd like to see an actor get started playing Beta, that's the role that makes them famous. I would like to see something like that. Rory McCann, he's the Hound, and he's awesome, and he's badass, and the Hound's one of the best characters in the show. But he's the Hound. I don't want the Hound to be in The Walking Dead. I want Beta to be in The Walking Dead. I see him. I'm just going to see his character from Game of Thrones. And I know he wears a mask and all that, but still, I'm just going to see. I'm going to see the Hound. I mean, I know that one other popular choice is Dave Bautista. I think that's how you say his name. He's, I think, a WWE wrestler. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays Drax. He also played a character in the 2013 movie Riddick. That's when I first saw him. And some people like the idea, some people don't like the idea. I actually kind of like the idea of him playing Beta. I'm not gonna cry or anything if he's not casted as Beta. And I know he's kind of a famous actor, so I'm probably contradicting myself. He's not too famous though, but I think with him, he would work better than Rory McCann, just because I think he looks a little bit more like Beta. If you look at the character in the comics, even when with his mask off, in that brief time right before the character dies, where we actually see him with his mask off, and even with his mask on, it kind of does look like Dave Bautista a little bit, like physically, the shape of the head, just like their angry face and all that. Like, I could imagine that being Beta. I could imagine Dave Bautista being a real life Beta, and plus, Beta has like 3 fight scenes in the comics. When we are first introduced to him, he fights Aaron and Michonne, and I think he's the one that stabs Aaron. I'm not sure. I know that was his introduction. He was fighting Aaron and Michonne. And then later on, during the actual Whisperer War, he and Negan get into this really badass, just awesome fight. And then later, he gets into a fight with Jesus. So that's 3 fights. So Beta is a fighter. He's a character that fights. And Dave Bautista is someone that's actually done fights and all that. I know it's acting, but he still has fighting skills. Like he still has done stunts. So I think that would work in his favor. But overall, I think that it should just be an unknown. Who should play Beta? Not a big name. Someone that no one knows or not a lot of people know. Maybe someone who's done a few projects, but not someone that's hugely popular or famous. I think that would be a good option as an actor to play the role. This is probably a character that will, they're probably going to do what they did in the comics. They're going to have Negan kill Alpha, and then they're going to have Beta lead the Whisperer War, and then he's going to escape, and then he's going to pop up again. So it might be a role that's 2 years. He might be season 9 and season 10, probably. It's definitely it's a major role. It's a major new character. You could argue he's a bigger character than Alpha. Even though when Alpha first gets introduced, it seems like she's going to be the big bad. But Beta's definitely a big character, and I want him even more than Negan. I want Beta adapted from the comics, just like faithfully. everything about Beta, all of his dialogue, everything he does, his story, the way it begins, the way it ends. I want it all to be in the show. I feel like it belongs in the show. Like Scott Gimble's he's kind of a weird writer. He kind of has a weird writing style, and Beta's just kind of this animal. You know, he's a real like animal, and I think Scott Gimble would have some fun with writing that character, and I'm actually excited to see his character. I see how his character is done. So I think it should just be an unknown. I think it should be an unknown actor that gets the chance to play this awesome character and show off his acting. And I don't think it needs to be someone that like Rory McCann or someone that's already super famous, because that could have some negative consequences. And I'd rather it be an unknown that gets their first chance to really shine. And it doesn't, you know, with Dave Bautista, I know some people think he's not this super skilled actor, but Beta's not really this, you know, he's not this deep character. You know, he's not this layered, complicated character like Rick or Negan is. He really is just kind of an animal. And, you know, so I'd say either Dave Bautista or an unknown. That would be my answer as to who should play the part. But anyway, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. We are at 95 subscribers right now, and my first big goal is 250. So please, if at all possible, could you hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and share my channel with others and tell them to subscribe. Any kind of support is just great and wonderful and much appreciated. Alright guys, I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you all later. Bye!